Hey everybody, how you doing? Derek Timmons here again, Maverick Group and CIR Realty, coming back with step 3 of our buyer process. Now, I know what you're thinking, Derek, you're wearing the same thing as you did in the last 2 videos, and that's because I'm doing this all at one time. I believe in efficiency, so we're recording this whole thing for you guys because we believe it's going to be very valuable for you. Now, let's talk about the third step of the buyer process. So you've made your list, you know your numbers, you've gone out, you found a property that you absolutely love. What's step 3? Step 3 is to write an offer and get that offer accepted. So when you find the property that you love, you're going to speak with your realtor about putting together the offer, and there's a few things that you're going to have to consider for your offer. Now, there's conditions that you may or may not put into your offer. Now, I don't know about your market, wherever you are that you're watching this, but in Calgary, an area right now, it's a seller's market. So writing offers is very difficult at this time because it's competitive. So you want to make sure that your offer is going to stand out and be the winner, because you don't want to write a bunch of offers on a bunch of properties and lose, because you're going to feel discouraged, and that sucks. Nobody likes that. So what does a residential real estate purchase contract look like? What's part of it? We're going to go through that today. So the few factors that are going to be very important. Number one, price. That's always going to be your mainstay, right? So if a house is listed at $500,000 and you know there's 10 offers, you're probably going to have to go over that list price. Maybe you come in at $525,000 or $540,000, $540,000. That's going to be competitive, right? So price is going to be your first thing. Second thing that's super crucial is your possession date. Now, I highly suggest any buyer that's writing an offer talk to, or has their agent talk to, the seller's agent to find out what the seller's ideal possession date is. Now, in a seller's market, the seller gets to call the shots. If there's 10 offers and you're one of them, the seller's only going to pick one winner and 9 losers. So if they are very clear that they need a 90-day possession and you really want that house, it's in your best interest to give them the possession date that they want, because maybe they've built a house and they don't get possession until a certain date, or maybe they need time to find something themselves and they have kids and animals and all these things, like life gets in the way. So possession date is going to be a very, very important and crucial part of your offer. The third thing is your deposit. So with a real estate contract, there's always going to be a deposit. Now, if you're writing an offer, a strong deposit is going to show that you have money in the bank, your finances are lined up, and also it's a lot to walk away from. So if you put a $40,000 or $50,000 deposit down, it's going to be harder to walk away from that much money than it is a $10,000 deposit, right? So if you have the money on hand, I suggest doing a strong deposit up to a certain extent. You don't need to go crazy, but you want to show the sellers that you are serious, and then you have the cash on hand. I mean, 5% of $500,000 purchase is $25,000 anyway. So if you're doing the minimum down payment, you know you need 25 grand. You could put that as a deposit. Now, a lot of people are doing more like 10 or 20%, so that shouldn't be an issue. So deposit, very important. The next thing is your conditions. So a condition on an offer is something that can kill a deal. So there's 2 different things. There's a term and there's conditions. So a term cannot kill the deal. It needs to be satisfied within the deal, but a condition can kill the deal. And when I say kill the deal, I mean make it go away. So for example, there's 4 different types of conditions on a residential real estate purchase contract. Number 1 is going to be financing. Okay. So you put a condition on the offer that we are going to secure a mortgage from a bank, financial institution, okay? If during that condition period, let's say it's a 10-day period that you've been allotted from the sellers to secure that financing, if the bank says, no way, Jose, we're not giving you this loan, you can kill the deal, walk away, and get your deposit back 100% without deduction, okay? So the next condition is going to be a home inspection. So you want to have a look at the home and do some due diligence. When you do your home inspection, let's say something really serious came up, like the roof needs to be replaced or there's major cracks in the foundation. You can walk away from that deal because you have a condition in place to protect you as a buyer, to make sure that you can have the time to do your due diligence. So the third condition in a residential real estate purchase contract would be what we call additional conditions. These could literally be anything. You could be subject to my mom thinking that this house is cool, right? Now, I don't think that's going to get accepted in this market, but the additional conditions can be absolutely anything you want. It's conditional to you proving that the flowers bloom in the spring. Like it could be absolutely anything. And I've seen some ridiculous stuff, to be completely honest with you. The fourth condition is going to be a sale of buyer's home condition. So what that means is that you write an offer and it's conditional to you selling your house. Now, here's the thing to know about that condition. Out of the four conditions, that's the only one where you can be removed from the deal by the seller giving you notice. So what happens is, let's say you write an offer on a property and you have a sale of buyer's home condition and you give yourself 1 month to sell your house. You're going to negotiate a time period with the sellers of a notice period, where if they get another offer, they give you that 24 hours or 48 hours notice to remove all conditions, or else this deal is going to die. So with a sale of buyer's home condition, it's very unlikely in a seller's market you're going to get that accepted, because people don't want to wait for you to sell your house. Now, it's highly likely in a seller's market you'll be able to sell your house. So in a buyer's market, that condition is very effective because you can write an offer subject to you selling your house, because in a buyer's market, houses are selling slower. So that is the basic premise of an offer. Now, the last thing to talk about is a term, where, as I mentioned already, terms can not kill the deal. So a term is something that needs to be satisfied as a part of the contract. And if it's not satisfied, there's going to be a consequence. For example, you could put a term into the contract that says the sellers agree to have the property professionally cleaned on or before the possession date. And if the house is not professionally cleaned before this date, the buyer's lawyer will withhold $1,000 from the purchase contract or from the mortgage funds and give that to the buyers so that they can have the house cleaned. So that would be a term. Another term would be having any repairs done. So let's say you do your home inspection and you notice that the garage door doesn't work and you want that repaired. So you put a term into the contract that the sellers are going to fix and repair the garage door before possession. And if they don't fix it, there will be a consequence, such as the buyer's lawyer will withhold funds until the job is either done or give those funds to the buyer to get the job done themselves. So that is the process of writing an offer. Now, this was a longer video than I was intending to make, but the truth is that's the biggest step to buying a home, is making sure you get your offer accepted. So to be competitive, again, to recap, you coming in with lots of money, you're giving them the possession that they want, you have as few as conditions as possible, and you make that condition period very quick. So if you're going to have a home inspection and financing, you can't take 2 weeks to do that. You have to get those accepted within the first 5 to 7 days if you want to be competitive in a seller's market. Buyer's market is a completely different story, but we're not in that market right now. So maybe one day we'll update this video, but for now, that's where it sits. So that's it for step 3, writing an offer. If you guys have any questions, we'd love to chat with you. Please feel free to reach out to us. Please feel free to share this with anybody that you know, and we look forward to hearing from you.